Hello and welcome to the MiniWars video tutorial on how to prepare and upload your 360 degree photos to Mini360 with the help of Photoshop. This is what we're aiming for, a fairly professional looking photo. Now the whole process shouldn't take more than a few minutes after a bit of practice, and I've created a Photoshop Actions file to help speed things up for you. Now if you're going to use the Actions file, which is attached to this blog entry, the first thing you need to do is create a folder on your C drive and call that folder 360-export. The folder does have to be called 360-export with a capital E, and it has to be on your C drive for the Photoshop Actions file to work. So once you've got your folder in place, find your pictures which you would have taken earlier. There's a tutorial on how to take photographs, also a link to this article. Here are mine. I've taken 36, but you can take fewer. MiniWars Mini360 will automatically detect how many photographs you've added to your 360 photo and generate the photograph accordingly. So you could take 8, 16, however many you like. Right, if you're using the Photoshop Actions file, these photographs need to be renamed for the Actions file to work. To do this, navigate to your last photograph, click once, find your first photograph, hold down Shift, click again. Now hold down the Control key and right click, and then choose Rename. And the name we're going to use is 360-photo. Press enter, and all of your photographs get renamed in one go. Again, it does have to be 360-photo, this time with a lowercase p, for the Actions file to work. Right, so now we're going to load in the first photograph into Photoshop. There it is. And if I bring up layers, you can see the first photograph is set as the background. All the other photographs have to be placed in the same file. So what we'll do is we'll select the second photograph, we'll hold down Shift, we'll select the last photograph, and drag them in, but drag them using the second photograph. This is quite important because all the photographs need to be in order in Photoshop. So I'll drag them in, and each time a photograph gets loaded in, you'll need to press return. Obviously this process takes longer the more photographs you have. And it's also running a little bit slow because I'm running a screen recorder as well. So as they load in, you can check each one. You can see here that they are so far in order. And the lighting for each photograph is pretty similar, which is good. I don't have a professional lighting setup. I'm literally just using a desk lamp on my desk. There we go. "36 photographs." Okay. Now, you probably want to do some cropping at least. And when you crop the photographs, make sure that the whole model does fit in. Now, this model is quite long, so the side-on view is going to be wider than the back or the front view. So bear that in mind when you're cropping the photograph. So I'll take it about there. I'll crop that down. It's a good idea to do the cropping first as well, because it'll reduce the size of the image, which will speed up any further image processing. Also, I'm going to alter the image size. There we go, reduce that down a little bit. The main reason for doing this is MiniWars currently has a file size maximum limit of 150 kilobytes per image. That's for speed reasons. Obviously some people are going to be viewing Mini360 on mobile, and if each one of your 36 photographs is a megabyte in size, that's going to take a long time to load. So I've reduced the size of the photo, I've cropped it to roughly where I want it to be, because I don't have a photographic studio, I want to do a little bit of post-processing. I'm going to change the levels, so I go to this button here and add a levels channel. There we go, and I'll add another one for the brightness, because it's fairly dark in the room where I'm taking the photographs, so I just want to brighten things up a little bit there. And creating these layers, these levels layers, ensures that every single photo below the layer is updated. Right, now what we want to do is export the photos for use on MiniWars. And before we do that, I'm just going to check the file size. So I'm going to go for File, Save for Web and Devices, and this tells me how big each photograph is going to be. So roughly 111 kilobytes in size there. So that's good, that's under the 150k limit for MiniWars. Notice I'm using JPEG and the quality is set to 80. These are the settings that I've used in the Photoshop Actions file. So I'll cancel that, and I'll bring in my little Actions panel here, and I'm going to load in the MiniWars Photoshop Actions. I'll click this button, Load Actions, and I've got them already available here, a directory on my hard drive, so I'll double click that, and you can see that it's created a new Actions folder with the 360 export action underneath. So, making sure that I've got my last photo, or the top photo, selected in the Layers panel, I'm going to click Run Action. And if I bring up my 360 export folder, I can see that the Actions file is generating all of the photos for Mini360. So wait for that to finish. There we go, 36 photographs. And next we want to load these photographs into MiniWars. Before we do that, I'm going to change the name of the first photograph, and I'm going to get rid of the brackets. The reason being is MiniWars doesn't see the brackets in the file name. It doesn't like it when displaying it in the MiniWars main screen. So make sure that your first photo, it's only the first photo, doesn't have any brackets in the file name. So we'll go to MiniWars, My Account, and My Mini360s. And from here we can create a Mini360. Put in a title. And choose 360 rotating image. Click on Upload Images. And find the images that you've just created. I'm going to click the first one. I'll click the last one holding down Shift, and I'll click Open. So while this is loading up, I'll just create a little description. In here I've got up to 1,000 characters to use. I can select the manufacturer. This is a scratch build, so I'm going to select other. And if you're wanting to sell your miniature, you can do that by entering the eBay auction ID and choosing the eBay site. We can also select categories as well. So all the photographs are loaded in. Now don't forget, if you change the name, you should have changed the name of the first photo. It's now been bumped down to last position, and we don't want it in last position, so I'm going to drag it up to the top there, and as we can see, photo 1 is now at the beginning. All of the rest have brackets. Okay, so that's it. Create the Mini360 entry. And voila! One 360-degree photograph. So I hope this tutorial has been useful for you, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Bye.